Good evening, friends. First off, happy Easter. I hope you had a great afternoon, evening, worship service, whatever you do on Easter. I hope it was a great one. I know mine was an outstanding Easter. Hey, Amy, glad you're here. I had an outstanding Easter. And after being with family and enjoying a meal and actually being on a radio broadcast earlier today, I got to chat with my grandkids just before coming on here. So if I'm a little more lively than usual, it's because my grandkids poured into me. I love spending time with those babies. They are so awesome. So here we are. It's hashtag steeltoesrequired, and we are exactly at 6 months. It's week episode 26. 6 months straight. I am so excited. And this quote is going to be a doozy. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a doozy because it steps on my toes. And because this is one of those quotes I go back to over and over and over again. There's a lot of quotes like that, and this is one of them, which is why we're doing this, right? So, before we begin, who's ready? Who's ready for the quote? Is everybody ready for the quote? Hey, Jason, glad you're here. Give me some likes, give me some hearts. Tell me you're ready for this week's quote. Okay, there's a couple. All right, Amy's ready. All right, I see him coming up. All right, here it is. This week's quote comes from Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, Jim Rohn. And this is a good one. Listen to this. Are you ready? Here we go. At the end of each day, you should play back the tapes of your performance, and they should either applaud you or prod you. I'll read it again. At the end of each day, you should play back the day's performance, and it should applaud you or prod you. So I want you to picture this for a moment. Now, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and about 4 or 5 hours north of me is one of the biggest, best, awesome stadiums there is on the planet. Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys play in a stadium that seats over 100,000 seats. And sidebar, the first house I lived in is somewhere under that parking lot. True story, fact. And 100,000. So I want you to imagine yourself. There's 100,000. It's full capacity. And you are standing at the 50-yard line on the Dallas Cowboy star by yourself. Okay? So picture that. You are in the middle of the field, and 100,000 people, fans if you will, are there to witness. And then you hear on the loudspeaker, ladies and gentlemen, we want to direct your attention to the screen above, which happens to be 60 yards long. Yeah, long. So everybody can see you on the center of the scoreboard. And then they say, now ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play back today's day of, and insert your name. How are you feeling right now? Are the fans going to applaud you? Or are they going to prod you? Maybe here in America, they might boo. Or if you're a little bit more civil, as in some of our soccer friends across the globe, they're going to whistle their boo. What would they do during your day? What would they do during your day? Are they going to applaud or are they going to prod? And because it's Easter, you might get applause. But let's go back for a week. How did you do this week? And then on the inside, how about yourself? How would you respond to your day being played back? Would you applaud? or would you be prodded? That's so important. This is a powerful quote, because what this quote does is it challenges us to live a life of purpose. That's right. It focuses us on a life of purpose. If you use this quote every day and examine yourself, it will cause you to live on purpose. And when you're living on purpose, it leads you to focus, right? Focus. And what are you focusing on? You're taking intentional actions. You're just not gliding through the day. Now, what I personally learned from this particular quote was the importance of self-discipline. To do the things I needed to do every single day, whether I wanted to do them or not, because I was focused on my purpose. Now, it's not just busy work. It's not just checking the box, or some of us, I've done this before, I did it this week, write down something on our calendar, and then we turn around and we cross it off. How many of you have done that? Come on. I know I'm not the only one. Show me some hearts. I know some of you out there do this. But honestly, not only did I learn the importance of self-discipline, I also learned the importance of honest self-reflection. Honest self-reflection. To take that time to sit back and see, did what I do impact? Did I do what I say I was going to do? And did I live it out according to my purpose? And then I also learned to value time. You see, each day we're trading our life, time that we can't get back. I was just telling my grandson a minute ago, we were having a little April Fool's fun with him. And I asked him, I said, Hudson, but I asked him if I could go back to yesterday and go get March 31st back. And he said, Pops, no, you can't do that. Neither can us. Neither can we. And so therefore we need to value time. Now, what are some tools that you can use to have a day that applauds you? This is important. First and foremost, what do you value? What are your values? Because your values are your foundation. It's the foundation of your day. What do you value? That's tool number one. Tool number one is, if you don't know what your values are, then write them down. I challenge you this week to write down your top 5 values. What are they? And it also, those values should coincide with probably the single best tool I've discovered in the past few years, and something I finally codified this year, and it's my rule of 5. That's right, my rule of 5. My rule of 5 are 5 things that I do every single day that are in line with my values and in line with my purpose to be a transformational change agent. Now, I've shared them with you before in several episodes. I'll say them real quickly here. I write, I read, I inspire, I network, and I grow. And when I do those 5 things, I wring out every ounce of my potential to become a transformational change agent personally, professionally, and globally. So that way at the end, I can hear my master say, well done. And here it is, Easter. I look forward to that day when I hear him say, well done, Dennis. Now what about you? Those are just 2 tools I use. Here's the 3rd tool, and I just discovered this tool within a couple of weeks, and it has been revolutionary for me. When I'm in those moments of gray area, and I'm not sure what to do, I ask myself this question. I picked this up from Pastor Andy Stanley, and he said this. He said, in those moments when you're in the gray area and you're not sure what to do or you're stuck, ask this question. What would a great leader do? And then whatever the answer is that comes to your awareness first, do it. Take action and do it. And I'm telling you right now, when I've asked myself that question over the last 2 weeks, it has changed how I do business. It changes how I use free time. It changes what I do. So those are 3 tools that you can use in your toolbox to help you have a day that applauds you but doesn't prod you. Again, those tools, your values. Rule of 5, and asking the question, what would a great leader do in those great questions? So, as we're winding it down, here's your action step for this week. Get a rule of 5. I want you to work on that. It took me years to get a rule of 5 down, but when I sat down and worked on it, I literally knocked it out in a couple of weeks. So, get a rule of 5. The 5 things you need to do every single day. And you may even already know them, you've just never written them down. So for those of you that have a rule of 5 and you know them, would you do me a favor? Would you post them in the comments here to be an encouragement to the rest of the Steel Toes Required tribe, as well as me, to see and learn from you, because we learn from each other every single week. And I so appreciate you as we've been on this journey now for 6 months. I just want to shift gears for a moment, give a shout out to my wife, Jamie. She has done some amazing things with my Facebook page. She has moved all of these videos over onto my business page, so go check that out, Dennis LaRue Jr. LLC. Also, she's establishing a new web page for me. And also, the worksheets we were talking about, I'll send those out to you shortly. For those of you that reach out to me, if you want to get these worksheets and get them before Sunday, just send me an email at info@dennislarue.org. That email again is info@dennislarue.org, and put in there Steel Toes Required, and we will get you the worksheet so you can follow along. So for those of you that aren't, I'll post it here. You can download it. You can fill in the blanks and watch this video again, and also take a moment and share this with your friends. If this was a value add for you, then help me fulfill my purpose here with this video and sending this out, getting 1 million people to watch. Just simply scroll to the bottom, hit share, and send it out. Or if you know somebody, if you don't want to share it, then share it with at least one person. Would you do me that honor? I appreciate you so much. And so here we are. We've come to one of my favorite parts, the blessing. I pray the blessing of bread that you know no hunger. I pray the blessing of salt, that your life is flavorful and that you are flavorful to others' lives. And I pray the blessing of wine, that you would know joy and prosperity forevermore, and that the love of God would be your portion today, especially today on Easter. He's risen, and forevermore. Thank you for joining me on #SteelToesRequired. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Have a great one. Take care, friends. Bye for now.